Hi, everybody. I hope you can hear me. I usually use a different camera, and it's not, I don't know if it's tracking right now or not. So we will see. Well, it looks like, it's registering. It looks like I'm up, and I can see myself. So that's something. There. Sorry about that. I kind of messed it up. Sorry, you can tell it's the morning time, and I'm really tired. But welcome to the first National Novel Writing Month Superhero Fiction live stream Sip and Sprint. I am Trish Heinrich, or TL Heinrich, as I'm known for writing superheroes. You can find my books under that name, and starting in February, you can find superhero romance books under Trish Heinrich. It still feels early morning. I've only been up for like 3 hours, but I still feel like I'm waking up. So I'm probably going to ramble a little. I'm in the region I'm in for National Novel Writing Month, or NaNoWriMo, as I'm going to start calling it, so I don't have to say the whole thing. They have this section on Discord where people show off their mugs, and I thought I would show you all my mug today. My favorite season is the fall of the patriarchy. I love this mug. One of my best friends, my oldest friend, got this for me because she knows I love to collect mugs. So we are going to wait just a couple minutes to see who comes on. If you're watching and you're having trouble hearing me, please leave that in the comments. Like I said, I'm using a different mic, and it looks like it's all plugged in and good, but who knows? What we do at these live sprints, in case anybody has any questions, is we write. We're going to talk in between the sprints, but we generally do just kind of sit around and we work on our books. And we are going to try to be going at the same pace maybe as the Discord. Hi, Miranda. Oh, good. I'm glad you can hear me. Okay. Phew. I did it right. We are going to be starting a sprint in 8 minutes. So I am going to set my timer. And in 8 minutes, we're going to, at 10:10, we are going to go for 20 minutes. So that'll take us to 10:30. And then we will take a little break. People, you guys can get up. You can get some coffee or tea, or, whatever you're drinking right now. It could be you're 3 hours ahead of me and you're like, hey, no, it's cocktail hour. Feel free. So yeah, we're going to go. Let me set that right now. If any of you are out there watching and you're participating in NaNoWriMo, tell me, what are you writing? What is your work in progress, or WIP, as it's known? I'll tell you a little bit about mine. I am writing a paranormal women's fiction book, which is a genre that I've been keeping an eye on. But I haven't really, done a whole lot of reading in the genre, and I like paranormal stories, but just hasn't been something that I really have explored a whole lot. And I really wanted to stick, up till now, I've really wanted to stick with superhero genre. But I stumbled onto the paranormal women's fiction genre a couple weeks ago and got into a group, and I've started reading the books, and they're really entertaining. They're a lot of fun. And basically what it is it's paranormal and urban fantasy, but it's got an over 40 heroine who's usually either a widow or divorcee, and their life gets totally uprooted, and they're thrown into supernatural shenanigans. And the books are a lot of fun. And I have to tell you, as a woman I'm 43, I don't see any shame in age. And And it's really refreshing to read books with really well-drawn, three-dimensional older women at the helm. And we say older women and we think like grandmothers. And there is this lack of stories being told about women between, I think, the ages of like 35 and 70. We don't see that age range represented as heroic or as the protagonist of a story, hardly at all. It's like women disappear after, you know, their early 30s, and then they come back and they've got gray hair and they're the wise older woman, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, but there's a whole lot of living that takes place between 35 and 70. And so it's been really nice to explore these books where women my age are writing women my age, and they're getting to kick ass and take names and be the hero of the story and fall in love. And so I thought, you know what, I need a break from superheroes. I feel like the superhero romance series, which is launching next year in February, will be my third superhero series. And although that is quite different because it's a romance, so it's different than the urban fantasy I've been writing, I still feel like I need a break from the superhero world I created. And so this is going to be the first book I've ever written outside the superhero genre. And I'm nervous and excited, but I started it yesterday, first day of Nano, and so far so good. I'm really excited. And the world building and the plot and everything just kind of flowed in terms of planning, because I had a totally different book I was going to do. And I decided at literally the last minute, like the last 10 days of October, to change it. So I've only had 10 days to plan out this book, but I have the beginning and kind of the murky middle and the end. I've got the world. I've got, the setting. I've got the characters. It's just, I feel like it's meant to be with the way that this has flowed so easily. So I'm very, very excited about it. What are you guys writing? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to see what you guys are all writing. And if I'm going to check the superhero fiction Facebook page super quickly and see if any of them have any questions really quickly. Because there was a couple of authors that were planning on joining us, and I don't see them here yet. And I just want to make sure that nobody is having problems with the link or anything like that. Let's see here. Nope, no messages or anything like that. So I think what we can do, we're going to go ahead and start the sprint. Let's see, what time is it on my phone? In 3 minutes. So if you need to get ready, you need to get yourself some Java, please feel free. Miranda says, I might flip between two whips for Nano, depending on the mood. One is just general fiction right now. The other is urban fantasy. Nice. Technically in the same universe, but very different times in history. Today I'm working on the general fiction story, totally plant stirring it. That is how I operate too. I kind of see the first draft as, in some ways, a very long form outline, because I'll discover plot holes along the way. And what I did, especially with the romance novel I just fast drafted September and most of October, I make revision notes as I go. So I can go, the revision process for me is cutting away at more stuff and tightening up areas and adding the things that I discovered while I was drafting. And I'm not, I've tried to outline like other authors do. Like I saw this one PWF author who has everything outlined, and I suddenly felt like, oh my God, maybe that's what I have to do too. And I know better than that by now. I mean, this book for Nano is my 7th book that I'm writing. I know what my process is. It looks like a messy hellscape to some authors probably, but it works for me. And so Miranda, you plants the ever-living shit out of that. And I will, quick disclosure, everybody, I do swear sometimes. I really try not to, because I don't know if you've got kids around and I don't want to expose them to that. So I apologize. I will try to keep it PG. We'll see how that works. Okay. So we are down to a minute. So everybody, rev your engines. Here we go. This is going to be our first sprint. It's going to go for 20 minutes. I am going to mute my mic when I do this and listen to some music. But if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I will add authors as they arrive in the room. So yeah, according to my clock, it's time to go. Happy sprinting, everybody, and I'll see you back here in 20.
Hello.
Okay, everybody. That is 20 minutes. Hello, Amanda. Your mic is muted.
I am muted because there's some second grade happening.
Got it.
A second grade phonics lesson right now. I would hope.
Probably not.
I would hope.
I don't know. I mean, I might need a refresher. Who's to say?
Right. It's all about the silent E. Well, if you look at my one manuscript, you would think I do, because
Oh my God.
ignoring the typos right now. It's November. We ignore the typos.
We do. Yeah. That's how I draft all my first drafts, actually. I'm like, I'll get to that. That'll be fine.
I used to be like that, but right now, like, I literally just turn in final edits and I get a message from the IP owner going, should I fix the typos now? And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh no.
3 rounds of edits, and apparently there are still typos in the manuscript. So I try, but I still don't. It apparently isn't happening. So
I have a developmental editor, a line editor, and then I usually have someone proof the final just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And I always, one of my reviewers will always email me with, this word here is misspelled, or, you've got the wrong grammar. And I'm just like, oh my God. I tried. Honestly, I tried.
oh no, where did that apostrophe come from? Yeah.
So what are you working on now?
Yeah, it's rough.
What are you working on for Nano?
So I have 2 things I'm doing because I can use one to procrastinate the other. I have a manuscript that I started to revise and resubmit on for a small press like 2 years ago, and then they went out of business.
Oh.
So I have approximately half a book already written. So I am working on maybe finishing that, and then also starting from scratch. My agent gave me an idea for sort of a ridiculous, fluffy, trope-tastic romance, the kind of thing that people just sort of need right now.
Yeah.
So I'm working on a space opera queer romance.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God.
And I've never written really like romance before, so that's going to be a whole new. But already they've had a meet cute, and they think each other's adorable and are like super impressed with each other. So.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I wrote my first romance book in September, and then I finished it up in October. And it's been different learning those tropes and specific beats you got to hit. Revising it now, I got all these ducks like exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely like, okay, and now they're gonna get on their transport, and oh no, there's only one room. It's only got one bed, and then like someone's luggage is getting lost, so then they have to borrow each other's clothes. Like,
I love.
It's tick all the ridiculous boxes.
Yeah. No, why not? Like, I love forced proximity. Yeah.
Even if
I love it.
Like, it's a good place to put your head in the next few days.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God.
January 20th. I need fluff. So much fluff.
Yes. Yes. I think that's why I am loving my Nano project, because it is very fluffy and fun and easy. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. This is just perfect for my life right now. And then I'm revising romance, which is like, oh, great. Yes. Kissing books.
Yes. Kissing books. Exactly.
That's awesome. So what you turned revisions in for, was that a new Ruby book?
No, that was the Strowler's book.
Okay. Because I know you've been talking about a new Ruby book too, and that just sounded wonderful.
Yeah, Eric and I are back and forth on that. I'm not counting that as a Nano project because Eric made the brilliant decision to write it in present tense, which is something I'm very bad at, and I just can't do quickly. So I can't set a word count, or else it will be. Anytime I get now, it will just be, I'll be borrowing it from later, because I am very, very bad at it. So I cannot do that quickly.
I don't think I've ever written a book in present tense. I don't even know if I would know Yeah, that feels weird to me.
No, it's
My
hard.
brain,
It's so
yeah.
hard. It
Hello,
works.
Krista.
Hi.
I didn't see you pop up. My screen is bifurcated. I've got like my work in progress on one side and StreamYard on the other, and it doesn't always show me everything.
Yeah, that's how mine is set up right now too.
Just for our viewers to know, if you can't jump into this Sip and Sprint, there is another one on Thursday. It takes place at 6 p.m. Eastern, and Remy will be running that, and it will be a more alcohol happy hour Sip and Sprint.
Always.
Yeah, so we have a coffee Sip and Sprint on Mondays and a happy hour one on Thursdays. So that's going to be fun.
Nice.
I figure we could do another 20-minute sprint at 10:40. Does that sound good for you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
I am going to pause the camera for a minute, not because I'm going to get up and like walk away and go get an actual cup of coffee because I left mine upstairs. And I'm way closer to the Keurig than I am to the coffee that's upstairs. I'm just going to go make coffee.
Go for it.
Return.
That's
Michael, they can see you right now.
How are you, Krista?
I'm doing good. I was I actually did my nano words earlier this morning, and I was getting ready to do some other stuff, and then I popped into the group when I saw this. I was like, oh shoot, I totally forgot. So I'll come on and do a few more words for the day and just add to the count, you know.
Absolutely. Good on you for getting it done early.
Yeah, I figured that would be the easiest way to do it since I have so much stuff going on. Just go ahead and just do that first thing in the morning, and just that way it's not like, because you know, at the end of the day, oh, it's 5 o'clock, I'll do it in a minute. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Oh, now I'm tired from dinner. Like, let's just do it. Get it out of the way.
That's exactly how I am. I cannot, sometimes I have to write in the afternoon, but God, am I bad at it. And it's weird because I'm a night person. I am not a morning person at all, but I write best in the morning for whatever reason. So. What's your work in progress for Nano? Is it another steamy superhero romance?
It's steamy, but this one isn't superhero. This one is more, I've been calling it Sword and Planet, even though I don't know if anyone still uses that term anymore. It's like
Sword and Planet?
Yeah, like, you know, those the genre of books that take place on an alien fantasy planet where you can just kind of mix technology and magic as you choose to kind of suit your purposes. So that's what I'm writing. I'm doing that, and it's my first time writing fantasy, so I'm doing it as a fan fiction just to kind of give me a chance to put it out there and let people read it and kind of give me some feedback and just kind of practice it because I've never written fantasy before. So that's what this is, and so I'm doing that. And I'm having a lot of fun with it because I'm just coming up with stuff, with the things that the people can do and all of that. It's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that blending.
I know. I'm just so surprised that I don't see it used more often when I see a lot of books that match that. So I don't know why that term fell out of favor, but I don't know. So I like it, so I keep using it.
It's very visual. It really captures it nicely. It kind of reminds me of the Dragon Riders of Pern, because that's very fantasy elements, but it's science fiction too, because it's a totally different planet. Yeah. So, wow, I love that. I love it. So you and Amanda are both writing romance, and I'm actually trying a new genre for the first time too for Nano. I'm doing paranormal women's fiction.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You're going to be good at that, though.
I
think you're going to be good at that.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about it. And it's a nice break from superheroes. I needed from, I love it, but I'm like, okay, I'm superheroed out. Didn't think that was possible. But,
sometimes you just need a break and just kind of switch it up and then come back, fresh to it later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
okay, we're about a minute away.
All right.
About a minute.
All right.
Okay.
So go ahead and get set up. And then when we're done, I would love to hear more about your Strowler's book, Amanda, if you could tell us anything about it.
Oh, yeah, I can tell you all sorts of things. I mean, I'm not going to spoil the end, except the Nazis lose.
Okay.
Yay!
So yeah, the Nazis lose World War II. I will tell you that part of this
Nice.
spoilers to the end of the book. But I will tell you all about it. I want to see
Okay,
this
so
work. This keyboard is Bluetooth. I can actually put the keyboard camera over here, so I look slightly less like a hag. And this is good. This is a development.
You do not look like a hag, sweetheart, at all.
Oh no,
All
honey.
right,
This is like
we're gonna go for 20. So we'll see you back at 11.
all right.
All right.
Okay, that's time. Whew. This is like the third or fourth book that I've written the first draft with, like, just fast drafting it, and I still find it hard to turn off my internal editor. Like, I've said that word 4 times already. It's like, just keep going.
I have things that I always find, usually on a first edit pass, like before I ever turn a book in, that I'm like,
uh-oh, we lost her.
I did. That was a problem. Like I'll use a really unique word many times. And I have a one hodgepodge per manuscript rule now.
My line editor, it's always a different word. And she jokes with me. She's like, well, at least you keep me on my toes. And the last manuscript she did for me, she's like, what is it with you and guts? Everybody's getting hit in the guts. Everybody's guts are dropping. She's like, it's like a horror show in here. And I'm like, I didn't realize that.
That's so funny how that happens. It's like your brain just locks onto one word and just keeps using it. It's like, stop using this word. Why is this my new favorite this time? I don't understand.
I know. I know. So Amanda, tell us about the Strowler's book. I'm so curious about this.
Okay, so basically it is the story of Pepper Jones, who is a young woman from the Seattle area who she had gone to work at an internment camp and realized that was a really terrible thing. And so she helped someone who had magic escape. And he wound up dead and she wound up with his very powerful magical item. So the American government didn't like that. So she had to sort of go on the run. And this is her. She's been running for a while and magic catches up to her and she gets sent on this very portentous quest to try to keep the Nazis from stealing all magic.
That's huge.
And then she gets to beat up a Nazi at the end of the book. Yeah, it's pretty fun. Writing about fighting Nazis has been very
I can imagine.
That would be, yeah. So, Krista, you said.
So yeah, I finally got final edits turned in. They're working on copy edits right now. I should get page proofs soon and get to see cover art, which is always my favorite.
So this is being done. Does Zombie Orpheus have a press then? I didn't realize they had a press.
They are. I'm the first book.
Exciting!
I am the first book they hired. Yes,
congratulations!
Yeah, they're doing. Yeah, I'm excited.
So for those of you watching that don't know, Zombie Orpheus Entertainment is incredible. They're indie. They started off with a very small fan base and they worked their tails off and they built it up. And they have, I think, I forget what the sword and sorcery one that they did. Is that one still going? Yeah.
Journey Quest? Yeah, so they are still going, sort of. They were all ready to shoot the next season. They had scripts in place. The principals were signed on for another season. They had just put out the call for auditions for day players for the next season. And I was mad because I couldn't audition because I was going to be out of town. And then COVID hit. And nobody could audition. Yeah. And also I couldn't go out of town.
So they're in a whole pattern.
So they definitely have plans for another season of Journey Quest. That will be happening. In the meantime, the Strowler's New Zealand team had a film in post right as COVID hit. And because they're in New Zealand, they actually could shoot again already because they happen to have a country where their leadership has not failed.
Yeah,
so
gotta hold on it.
Sorry to get political the day before the election, folks. I would sort of like to I have a film in the hopper that I wrote that I would really like to see shot sometime in my lifetime. So I'm a little annoyed with that. So they're hoping to get into pre-production and shoot another episode, and then we've got book stuff happening. So Zombie Orpheus they're finding ways to keep busy.
Yeah, and at the very least, like, even though their shows are stalled, I mean, the book end of things, they can really get that ramped up. That is something that they can roll out, which is really nice.
Yeah, they're actually pushing really hard. It was supposed to be Q1 of 2021, and they're like, maybe we'll get this out by December. And I'm like, y'all are nuts, but okay. I'm not going to tell you not to release my book early. Like,
right?
Yeah.
In time for Christmas. That's awesome. So, Krista, you said that you're working on fanfic. What's the fandom? If you want to tell us, what's the fandom that you're working in?
It's a BTS fic.
Nice.
Because this summer, I'm like a baby army. So this summer, I fell in love with BTS, and they just like totally inspired me. So I actually have had the idea for this story for several years, but I just had like a basic. I knew where I wanted to go with it. I knew that I wanted it to be Sword and Planet and kind of warriors on horseback and things like that. But since I had other stuff going on, I didn't really develop too much of it. But then, once I started getting into BTS, like all of a sudden the whole thing just like, bing, here's the story. So that's where this fandom is good. That's where this fic is going to go. It's going to go in the BTS fandom first and just kind of, learn my way through writing fantasy and figure out how all that goes. And, maybe it'll stay a practice fic. Maybe one day I'll file the serial numbers off and republish it. Who knows? But we'll see. But yeah, that's where it's going. BTS.
That's great.
Love it.
For our viewers that might not know what BTS is, could you just tell us real quickly what that is?
BTS is a K-pop boy band group. If you know the song Dynamite, which was playing all summer, that is their song. Then a bunch of other great stuff as well. There are 7 members. So I could name all the members if you want, or you could just actually, I'm not going to. If you want to learn who BTS is, please go try and find their names, because that's how I fell into the fandom. It's like it started. I just wanted to know their names, and next thing I know, I'm Army and like signed up to all these band things. I was like, what happened here? I just wanted to know their names.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God, I'm loving this.
It's funny. I've tried to listen to the music, and it's not for me. It's not my jam. And yet I'm like huge fans of them as people and of their fandom. Like K-pop fandom is peak awesome right now. And
yeah.
I don't even have to like the music. I like them.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a lot of fun, and they're cute, and they're all nice, and it's just there's so much content for them, like, what am I going to look at on my lunch break, or I need to cheer myself up, here's a BTS video, so I'm going to watch this. so that's where this fic is going. It's going in the BTS band. I'm pretty excited to write it, so it should be it was already in progress when I started it for Nano, so right now I'm at like 22,000 words, because I had already started writing it, but I started yesterday and I did today, so I'm hoping to each day just keep going and not take any days off. This is my first time doing Nano, actually. I have never actually done it before, so
this is
I'm looking forward to
number 16 for me.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's amazing.
Number 4 for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've skipped a few years, but yeah, 16. That's awesome. Oh my God.
Some years it was a pitiful effort of like less than 5,000 words.
Yeah, it happens.
Some years it was like, oops, I stopped in the middle, because turns out having a baby and a major surgery on the same day is really hard, and it's hard to write a book after that.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I did. This is number 16. Yesterday was the 16th anniversary of the day I met my husband at a kickoff write-in.
Oh my God.
I love that.
That's a great story.
Yeah, we're like the famous Nano couples. In fact, some of our best friends, they met the next year at a write-in and got married, and they're happily married and have 3 kids now. So you've met for us, Trish. They met through NaNoWriMo also. So the Seattle region's cool. Famous.
Yeah. Oh, that is so awesome. Do you are you involved, Amanda, at all with the regional community? Like, are you doing any of the virtual write-ins or anything like that?
So I was in ML for 10 years. So I try not to do too much of that because I don't want the current MLs to feel like I'm just going to step on toes or like that there's a fine line to walk. But this year I have chatted with one of the MLs on Twitter a little bit, and she's really cool. I actually really like the girls that are handling it this year. And they really wanted me to come to kickoff, so I did. I popped into the Zoom kickoff party, which when you have kids, I gotta say, it's way easier to do all this over Zoom.
It is, yeah.
Instead of like putting on pants, finding childcare, getting in the car, going somewhere, I could just be like, or I could put a sweatshirt over my nightgown and no one will be the wiser.
Right, yeah, exactly. Just sit down at the computer and you're ready to Zoom.
Yeah.
I did do that. And I may do some of the halfway party because we're going to be out on the lake. That's my birthday weekend.
Oh,
and
nice.
It might just be fun to do a write-in from the boat just because.
That's awesome. We, my region lost their ML over the summer. Not she didn't die. She just retired.
Quit.
And yeah, I feel it's terrible that I have to specify that these days, but you know, but no, she retired and we couldn't find anybody to take over. And I don't do the camps, so I'm logging on in October and I'm like, I loved her. She was fantastic. She just was really on top of everything. And I go to my region and I'm like, what happened? So another region, the Snohomish region, kind of adopted the Kitsap writers. And so I've been meeting all new people from the Snohomish region this year. And it's been, so far, it's been really neat to kind of expand the writing circle a little bit. So that's been nice. What about you, Krista? Did you get involved so far in any of the regional stuff?
I just signed up Saturday night, so I selected a few of the events to do. So a couple, I think I picked 3 to go ahead and do. One's like with the Harris County Library, one for the Houston region, and then I think I forget what the other 2 were. I think one of them is a late night sprint for I'm not sure if it was a sip and sprint type deal or just late night, or I think late night in jammies or something like that. So I signed up for that one, and then a couple others. And then as the month goes on, I'll see if I want to do any more. But I definitely didn't want to do the kickoff because I knew I had some other stuff to do. So yeah, but I'm definitely going to try and do at least a few of them. I
was bummed. I actually didn't get to do the kickoff this year just because it's hard with Halloween and kids. They get a whole midnight kickoff party. And I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
I literally only could. It was the Seattle region one started at 10. And we had just gotten the kid to bed, popped up on candy like you do. And I was just sort of sitting here without a book to work on because I had turned my book in.
Oh.
And I'm like, what do I do? Oh, I could hop onto the Seattle Nano kickoff party, couldn't I? So I literally put my glasses on and logged in from bed. So,
nice.
And then I wound up thinking, I was like, oh, I'll get tired and then I'll just log off. But I wound up engaged enough that I stayed awake. And I only got like 700 words after midnight before I was like, yeah, I'm a pumpkin. Can't do this anymore. In my 20s, I could always get like 2,000 words before I went to bed. And we'd be at Denny's all in costume. It was a thing. But no, now it's 700 words in bed and I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
There's no shame in that at all.
Right.
None. So we could do another 20-minute sprint, and then I was going to try to keep these between an hour and a half. So after this will be our last sprint, and we'll sign off. Does that sound good to you guys?
Yeah.
All right,
Definitely.
let's do it. So it's actually 15 after. So let's go ahead and mute and do our sprint.
My computer falls down.
All right, that's time.
All right. Yay.
I haven't even tallied my word count. I think I've reached my goal. I'm trying to do 2,000 words a day. So
right now the
we'll
NaNoWriMo like word count widget is super good.
yeah.
So the buddies got fixed, so I was able to add you. But the word count widget,
Good.
As of right now, I have told it how many words I've written today, which is like over 1,000 or right out 1,000, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11. Like, yeah, around 1,100 words. It thinks I still need to write 1,629 more words today. So just so you know, it's keeping the count correctly. I have 2,804 words total, but it's not counting down correctly right now, which is kind of funny. I'll put in like 100 words and it thinks it was 10. No, that's not encouraging.
No, it's really not. Doesn't this happen every year, though? My memory is there's something kind of like,
it breaks,
witchy
because
with the site every
hundreds
year.
of thousands of users hit the site all at once.
Yeah.
And you test as best you can, but you can't test for load if you don't have the load. So
Exactly. Well, that's a good tip. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Oh, buddy. Hi. Oh, he's so cute.
This is Sir Toggle of Waggle. Yes.
Hello, Sir Toggle. Oh my gosh, what a bean. Well, thank you, ladies, for joining me today. This was fun.
A lot of words written, which is good.
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
Because tomorrow, I'm not going to write a lot of words. Tomorrow, I'm going to write a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to write, and then I'm taking the rest of the day off, and I'm shopping.
Good.
Yeah.
That's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get my words in the morning before I go and vote, because my voting location is literally right across the street from me. So I'm just gonna walk over, but I'm gonna try to get my words in super early in the morning, because I know for the rest of the day I'm gonna be checking stuff online and on CNN. So
yeah.
So I'm gonna try to get them in early.
I'm making a stop at Total Wine. I'm not playing.
Do you know that if you order more than $100 worth of stuff on Total Wine, they'll deliver it to your house for free?
Fancy.
I did not know that.
So we've run out of room for liquor bottles. They're now like everywhere. They're on the place where we usually keep them, and they're in the bar, and they're on my kitchen island, and they're on my kitchen table.
At least you got variety. You can choose. You get whatever you want. You got your own little store.
Exactly.
I do. People are like, I want such and such. I can make that. I can make that. I can make really weird, obscure things, because I had to cancel my New Orleans trip. So I bought this like really fancy, expensive New Orleans cocktail recipe book.
Nice.
And then
New Orleans at home.
That's the way to do that. Yeah. No,
anybody 75, I'm your girl.
Yeah, I don't want to be tempted to keep checking the news. So I figure if I keep myself busy until around 5 o'clock, that'll be good. And then 5 o'clock, I feel like I can justify starting to drink. I'm going to try to wait till then.
I am going sailing. And literally, it's going to be one of those, the sun is over the yard arm somewhere in the British Empire.
Yeah.
There we go.
Somewhere. Yep. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Exactly.
Stuck on the boat.
Well, ladies, take care. We have the Thursday Sip and Sprint, 6 o'clock Eastern. It would be 3 o'clock Pacific. And then we're doing these every Monday as well. Stay sane tomorrow, however you can. Take care of yourselves, please. Self-care tomorrow, definitely. And I look forward to reading your nano projects. I'm very excited.
Yeah, same. I want to see everyone's work too. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for joining me and have a great rest of your day, you guys.
all right.
Thank you for
Bye.
Bye.
Absolutely. Bye. All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Join us Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, Mondays, 10 a.m. Pacific for more Sip and Sprints. Have a wonderful NaNoWriMo. Bye. Oh, really quickly, this has been brought to you, I keep forgetting, by superherofiction.com, the one-stop shop for all your superhero novel needs. Check us out on the web. You can find literally any kind of superhero novel you are looking for. We also have 2 different podcasts to choose from, video series, and now editorial reviews. So check us out, superhero-fiction.com, and we will see you on Thursday.